Alright, so I decided to record it for you. 2005 Buick Regal rear hub assembly. Step 1, remove tire, which we've already done. And in a previous video, we did the front wheel bearing. And I knew somebody in the comments would say, we want to see the rear one. So, and I don't know if the commenters really sound like that or not, but I decided, what the hey, we'll bring you along, we'll see what's involved. I don't think they're too tricky. But like I say, you got to remove the wheel, obviously. And next we've got to remove the brake caliper and the brake rotor and then the bearing. So we're going to leave the caliper and the bracket all assembled as an assembly. Well, they're coming out surprisingly easy. Must be they got never sees on them. I would assume there's never sees all over this whole car. Whoever did the brakes and stuff on it. That's why you gotta wear gloves. We'll take off the bottom bolt. Coming out equally as easy. Whoa, pulled out too soon. I think we got her. Now these are screw-in pistons, or at least they should be, so we can't just jam her back. So we'll use our pry driver. Get our caliper to come loose now. Come on, little fella, there we go. It does have the parking brake cable on it, so it's going to kind of hold it there for us. Slip off our rotor. This one's nice and clean on the inside too. Sweet. Stick our caliper up here. We're going to tie it right to this control arm. Keep it from tugging on our hose. Oh, it's got a little slop in her. We do have to unplug it. But there should be a little plugger right here. I can see. Just afraid to get never sees on me. Like a couple little, at least one little tab up here at the top. Get that done. That's that one on the bottom too. Oh man! So I'll show you. There she is. There's your plug. So it has two little retainers, one on each side. You just kind of got to pry them up just enough to get her undone. And that's it. I need to go get a 10mm and a new glove. Mix it up a little. It's like yin and yang. Oh. So we use our 3/8 nano. This extension is getting pretty hammered. There we go. I think these are 10. Reach right through the hole. Easy. There it is. So now you can either whale her off with a big hammer. I don't know if we're going to be able to. We might have to use the BFH because I don't think we can get behind here with Big Nasty without destroying the shield. So we'll use, we'll try it. We'll try Big Nasty just hitting on the face of it. Now this may or may not work. It's kind of an obvious statement, right? It'll work or it won't. Duh. Let me get my Mickey Mouse on. Well, I didn't think that she would. When you get that far out, so much of the energy is absorbed through its movement, air hammers don't work good. And I can't hear anything. So I think maybe we'll use a chisel. We'll come in, see if we can't just hook the edge of the hole where the bolt goes. If we can get it to rotate minutely, then we can hit it right off. That's what I'm thinking. But I've been wrong before. Big nasty. Well, that was easy. So now we got to clean out the hub. Now this one has a little bit of a square flange in there, so I switched bits on the old, what do they call her, the 216 QL. Watch the first video if you haven't seen what this is, or the bits that I use, but I put a square face bit in it, that way I can go right in, up against that edge. And again, this is aluminum, so be ginger with it. Where'd the bearing go? Oh, here she is. She came out pretty easy. So just in case you didn't understand what I was doing, I was going in with Big Nasty, just catching the edge of this hole and just pushing it to get it to rotate. Once you get it to rotate and it breaks loose, then, you know, out she comes. It's amazing how that little bit of corrosion can hold these in. Of course, it smashed to bits when it hit the floor, but that's neither here nor there because, you know, the new one has, you know, speed sensor and everything built into it, so not a huge deal. There we are. Give it a little toot of fluid film, keep the corrosion down. Just blasting my light. We'll get our new bearing. And be mindful which way the speed sensor connector is facing, and always make sure you put the tin shield back on. I was just test fitting it there. Seems to fit well, so I will put the tin shield on. You thought I was going to forget. Let's see how you are. We got our bolts. We got a little smidge of Loctite on them. These back in and torque to spec naturally. So these are pretty easy. Some GM front hub assemblies are like this too, where you can just reach through the face of the hub. That's kind of nice. Because then you don't have to worry about going behind there and the CV axle in the way. It's like the Cavaliers and stuff, I think it was. All right, we'll plug her back in. Well, the rubber on the connector needs a little too. I'll give her a little shot of fluid film, which is rubber safe. It won't swell up the weather pack seal there. Some products will, so you gotta be careful. Don't, especially using the good stuff, getting the brake clean on there. You can really raise some ruckus with those seals, weather pack type connectors, anything rubber really. Sometimes it doesn't like the brake clean. All right, we're gonna get the hub assembly. We're gonna make sure that's torqued to spec. We're gonna spray a little fluid film on the hub face, slip the rotor on, slip our caliper on, move on to the next job. Now inside the rotor we got those little spots where it used to align with the openings in the rotor. We just want to clean those off, even though they're hardly anything. Just that way there, if they had some minute protrusions on them and you stuck them on, then your rotor's all cattywampus on you while you're trying to drive. Puts a little hitch in her giddy up. Stick that on, man. We have never seen on everything. It's not going on as smooth as I'd like it to. Try it again. And I dropped it again. There we go. See that coming, especially when there's never seeds involved. I call that a centrifugal washing. I don't know if that's really a move or not, but it should be. Toss our caliper back on. We'll be good to go. Oh, anybody seen the bolts? There they are. So the rear ones are nice and easy because there's no axle shaft to deal with. Of course, you just have to deal with corrosion. Oxidation, I guess, would be on this. Aluminum oxide. I don't know if that's right. Sounds good, but I might be wrong. I don't mind when people use never seeds, but man, it gets all over your tools and everything. So we'll get this caliper torqued down, get our wheel on. Make sure we pump up the brakes before we scare ourselves. Shouldn't be too bad. The piston, we didn't really retract it at all. But just a good habit to get into. have it, folks. Rear wheel bearing, 05 Lacrosse. Maybe I said Buick Regal earlier. 05 Lacrosse. It is a Lacrosse. I keep thinking it's a Regal. I don't know why. But they're probably about the same. So anyhow, hopefully you found this video informative. If not, let us know in the comment box below. Also, while you're down there, click the subscribe button, notification bell, so you can be notified each and every week Salesman Auto rolls out a video. And also find us on our socials, Google Plus and Facebook, and on Patreon. If you want to support and like what we do, we appreciate that. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.